You are listening to the Unleashed and Aligned podcast, where we strip away the noise, unleash our truth, and align with our highest self. I'm your host, Coach Felicia, a life coach, energy guide, and your biggest believer. Now let's dive into today's episode. All right. Thank you for joining Unleashed and Aligned. I am here with Patris Angel. She is the founder of Angel Star Coaching, director of Beyond Creativity events. She's a multi-talented artist, singer, writer, channeler, energy coach, events organizer, Starseed, mermaid, and much more. She's experienced in performing arts and meditation, certified in counseling, life coaching, and in 2 energy healing modalities. Patris also has a black belt in Shaolin Kung Fu, swims outdoors all year long in her mermaid tail through the practices of the Wim Hof Method. She offers her services in English, Italian, or French, and through her healing presence, connecting you with your flow, navigating your ascension more easily, and shifting your energy and manifesting your highest timeline. Welcome to the podcast, Patris.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited and I love reading your bio. We were just talking about the mermaid tail and how it just seems like I've seen people swim in that and I cannot swim with even fins. And so I'm already impressed. You have so many talents. And tell me a little bit about the Wim Hof method because I've practiced that before, not for any cold type temperatures, but how long have you been practicing and how is it going? Because I'm really curious about it because I didn't do mine for very long and it was just for like push-ups and things like that.
So I started swimming outdoors all year long in 2005. And after that, I discovered the Wim Hof Method in 2013.
Oh, wow.
And I've been practicing it from that moment. And I've been lucky enough to actually attend a workshop by Wim Hof in person.
Oh my gosh.
He is so funny, such a humble person, even if he is so talented and incredible. And it makes seem through him it seems so easy to be in the eyes and like fun, and it
Oh, that's
really
so cool.
is. It to me it's really my practice, my daily practice that I would never skip. I'm doing the breathing before going out of bed, and then after I'm doing a cold shower, a cold bath, and it really boosts my energy for the day. And of course I love swimming outdoors at least once a week, even in the winter.
Wow.
And it's so funny because it's never the same, because nature is never the same. So at times it's so freezing, other times there's wind, other times it's rain. And so it's nature really being master and allowing our body to become stronger.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's so amazing. And then
That is so
after
cool.
in 6 years ago, I discovered that we could actually swim in mermaid tails. So I bought one and I started to merge both. First, starting the mermaid in the summer, because obviously putting the head underwater, it was one step ahead of what I was doing. Since I believe 2 years ago, I started to swim even in the winter in the mermaid tail, and even in the New Year day, swimming and all.
Wow.
It's so fun.
What a great way to bring in the new year. I love it.
Yes.
That is so much fun. So, I want to talk to you about really this unleashing and aligning and how you have so much, I'm sure so many stories. But if you could take us back to when you realized where you were playing small in your life or maybe you were holding yourself back and like give us that shift and what was happening.
So I've always been so different. So I always have had so much struggle to fit in. And I believe that when I accepted that, okay, I'm different, I don't have to fit in. That I'm created to not fit in. I'm created to be different and to share what I have, my unique gifts. That was so liberating because it was no longer, oh, there's something wrong with me because I don't fit there, I don't have a place, and I can do that because I don't feel comfortable with that or whatever. And I started to rock that instead, saying, maybe I'm not comfortable to fit in that, but I have so much to give. And I valued what I have to give as a unique person instead of looking around and say, oh, I would like to be like that person. Why I can't be like that person? Instead of saying, even Wim Hof, it's, yeah, a bit of a role model, but I'm myself. I'm not Wim and I'm happy to be myself.
I love that.
That what really the energy that shifted was that, and valuing instead. And even if some persons would look upon the fact that, oh, she's not fitting, she's weird. Oh, okay, I'm like that, I'm weird.
Yeah.
And it's very liberating because it's freedom from the inside and no
Yes.
longer being aware of, oh, what would they think if I post that? I'm still a little bit like self-conscious. Oh no, I don't like that picture of myself, I'm not posting it. But that's because I don't like it, not because I think, oh, what would the other think of it? It's like my own judgment. And of course, I'm still careful about what I share, to who and where, because I know that some topics, some people are either not ready or it's not appropriate. So I'm not like, okay, I'm going to be myself. No way. I navigate that to be always what I really like to do, and what I'm really aware of is that the words we say, what we post, it can have so much impact on other
Mhm.
people. I'm really aware of how to use it. And I really like to bring harmony and peace and, yeah, transformation. And at times I feel like pushing people maybe a little bit more, but it's only when I feel that it is good for them and not just for the sake of doing that and being that in any type of circumstance. So I'm flexible on that. That's why I think I have so many different things, and I'm part of so many different communities. And it's such a pity that at times people are they are in that community and they're locked in that community.
Mm.
I like to be part of so many things because it makes life so interesting.
Yeah, and it helps us open our minds up to different perspectives and different things. And I love that you're really being that unique self and you're out there and posting things on social media because I think that really helps other people when they see those posts. It always helps somebody. You're helping to have somebody else embrace that side of them if they felt that they were a little different or they didn't fit in too much. Do you remember a specific time where you shifted and thought, I don't want to think this way anymore? And if you did remember that time, can you tell us how you navigated that? If somebody was going through it right now and they were like, I don't fit in, I don't know what I'm doing, I want to be popular, I don't like these things, but I feel society might look at me weird if I embrace it. Is there some type of either advice or a way that you can help somebody out there right now listening that maybe is too shy to embrace that side of themselves?
So for me, it was really gradual. So as a kid, I felt really oppressed at school to start with. And I started with theater playing, singing, then discovering a type of spiritual freedom, then online working, that it was more my thing rather than trying to find a job 9 to 5 or something. And then the COVID hit, and that I really had to discover my own inner space because I was closed in my house like everybody else. I I felt like I was opening something into myself, like discovering, exploring myself in all the different aspects. And then very recently, people started to tell me, even through numerology actually, that I was not meant to do anything like any other coach. I was meant actually to do something totally new. And I had to embrace that if I wanted to attract clients. Because if I started to talk about the pain points and the strategies and all, I've been trying that for years. It never worked. So at that point, that numerology actually session, it really opened my eyes. And I already thought that, but this was a massive confirmation. Like, people want you, your unique self, and you don't have to copy a strategy that maybe is working for another person but will not work for you. And that was like another liberation, another way to say, okay, I have that much to give and
Mhm.
I need to find my own way to convey it and not trying to copy others. And I think a lot of people in the online words, they try, oh, this coach is so famous and so wealthy that they're like millionaires. What did they do to reach that? Who they are. And I really think that we all have the potential to be millionaire or to reach any dream we can, but only if we really align with who we truly are. And it doesn't mean that we won't have mentors and role models, because those are very important, they're inspiring. But at the end of the day, we need really to rock our own self and be proud of who we are and love who we are.
Oh, I love that. So, is there something that you had to I'm sure that there is something, but what if you could pick one really deep thing that you had to let go of in order to become more of who you truly are, what would that thing? Because I'm sure that there was many, but I'm wondering if there's a really big one that was maybe a harder hurdle to get over.
Yeah, there was. But so in first thing first, I'm terrible at letting go. For me, the word let go is like, no. I'm angry. I'm like, no. But I have to say that I had a massive shift when I moved from Italy, from the like fairyland of Venice, to Greater Manchester in the UK. And that was for love, but that was also a massive call from the universe. I have been wanting to live in the UK since I was a teenager. And then, in order to study singing, I went to Italy. And of course, I fell in love with Venice and I stayed there. And my mom is still there. So
Oh,
I'm
that's so
often
cool.
going to Venice. But what I found here was amazing. The house I rent is built on a lane line Stonehenge, like 5 minutes walk from a meditation center, that really allowed me to boost my spirituality and to find the gift of channeling in a very funny way, really, because I was already attending like weekly meditation sessions and yoga, and I saw a poster that there about channeling Archangel Michael. And at that time I was like, no, channeling is just too weird. I'm not doing that. But I was keeping on thinking of that thing. And so at some point I said, okay, I'm gonna sign up and see. And the person of the center said, I'm sorry, it's all sold out, but maybe I can put you on a waiting list. Like the day before, one person canceled and I got
Oh, wow.
in. And at the end of the session, the instructor was like, okay, now just each of you just channel whatever comes. It can be a word, it can be a phrase, whatever. I channeled for 10 minutes. Everybody was like, oh, you've done that before, obviously. I said, no, that's the first time.
Oh, wow.
And from that moment, well, I think I was channeling before, but through maybe writing stories, writing music, but I was not calling that channeling. I was calling that inspiration, but it felt the same. Mm, And from that moment, I cultivated it, because obviously I thought it's a gift I have, obviously, because I wasn't really prepared. It's just happened. And I met another great lady who is channeling also light language. And through her, I channeled the first time the light language,
Oh, wow.
spoken and then sung. And then 4 years ago, It was always through meditations made by her or channeled by her. I started channeling visual light codes. And the confirmation I got from this work are really like amazing. Like less than a week ago, I will not enter the detail because obviously it's confidential, but I channeled the code for a person and I came to get an information about her that only her was knowing. Was she had never told that to anyone, and she
Yeah.
was like, no way. And it was not the first time, it's just another confirmation. And it is so amazing because it's not something that our mind can actually understand.
Mm.
But for me, it's like, how does that work? I'm doing something and this gives me information about another person. Out is just crazy. But it's actually the light language and light codes are considered spiritual technology. So I believe that in a way, it is very advanced technology that our mind is not ready to understand. That's how I see it. That's how I like to see it because otherwise it feels so weird. But I know deep down that it is really something that will expand a lot in the future. And I think that the light language workshops I'm doing and like code readings, not a lot of people. Someone said I've never seen that before. The light code guidance workshop, and that holds such a powerful energy. So
That is
far,
awesome.
I've done this in person, but I want to open it to the online world too because I believe that so many people could benefit from it.
Wow, that's incredible. What a great gift that you have among so many other talents. So, what advice would you give someone who is just starting to reconnect with themselves?
So first thing first, not being afraid to spend time, me time, because self-care, me time, it's not being selfish. It's actually, as I see it, we are like the universe. We have the universe inside, and we need that time to explore it. And at times it's nice because we will see things we love, and at times it's not nice because we will see things we don't like or we push away. And in those moments we need even more time to even to honor the fact that we may say, oh, I'm not ready to see that. I'm sorry, I'm not ready. And it's okay. So time and compassion, I would say. Really self-compassion that okay, this I can do later. It's okay. Or today I'm doing only that. It's okay. Like listening, reconnecting really with the body. Like listening is, I don't know, it, I think it never happened to me. But for instance, one day I might say, oh, I'm too tired to go swimming. It's okay. A person who is exercising, because exercise is so important, but not pushing too much, like respecting the body and saying, okay, I'm doing a walk every day. It's good. But today, if I want to do 5 minutes instead of half an hour, it's okay. You know,
I love that.
yeah, the same loving ourselves and showing love in little things like the diet. But what do we eat junk food or do we like exercising or do we like, oh no, I'm so tired always? Picking these and then trying to understand why, maybe how we feel. Are we happy? Are we sad? Are we angry easily? What is our connection also with the universe? Because I like to see ourselves as physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and that is all one. So when something, a very interesting experience I had is that when I started channeling light language, I naturally shifted my diet. And
Mm.
for instance, I started to crave avocados. Now I'm having an avocado each morning for breakfast.
Oh, that's funny.
And breakfast actually started to go into intermittent fasting, but not in a way I said, oh, avocado is good for me. I need one per day.
Mm.
And now I need to do intermittent fasting
Yeah,
every single day. I never forced myself. It flew naturally. I'm just happy to do that. And on the day I would be saying, I'm so hungry, I need to eat. Then I will eat. I'm not because when you push yourself, that it becomes like a pain and after a while, it's just people drop it. And
E
it's not the right energy. It's not the energy that is saying, oh, that makes me feel good. It's just something that is imposed. And that again is just like trying to fit into something that is not right. It's just you try, oh, this diet because this works for the neighbor. Might not be the same. It might be that you need a different diet and you need maybe more exercise or just cutting a little bit of sugar. So it's all about listening to our own needs and
I love
not
it.
to, yeah.
That is actually exactly what I do in my coaching, and I do weight loss coaching, and it's all about reconnecting to your body and actually listening to it. And a lot of times when people are like, "I'm tired, I don't want to do this," it's actually not what the body wants. The body wants to move and they're not listening to it properly, or they're paying attention too much of their brain instead of like the connection with themselves. So I love that you brought that up. And I also love how you said having that self care and really not forcing things and taking the time for yourself, because I think that is also so important, is to give yourself that space to not only allow things and just calmness, even just sitting quietly is can be self-care, and allowing whatever comes up to come up and giving yourself that time to really reflect on things. Or if you're meditating or you're trying to channel, you're trying to do these things, don't not trying to rush it, because I know I'm more of like a type A go. I need these things in place. And I know when I first started, I was consuming, and I would consume so much because I'm like, oh, I want to be better at this, so I need to consume. But I now understand that just allowing and having those like self-care days and those times of like throughout every day, I have times where I sit and I just calm my mind and I either reflect or I journal. And it's so much more important, and you learn so much and you gain so much more knowledge. Just I'm all about like counterintuitiveness. And it's like funny that the less you do, the I feel like the more you actually either produce or you get from spirit. The more you try and force the things to come, they don't come. But when you're quiet and you just are at peace, you start getting these amazing downloads or inspirations, insights, all of that stuff. So that I love that advice. What do you do when you feel stuck or disconnected now?
So I totally shift my energy because for me, I really discovered that I experience life through vibration and frequency. So when I feel that I have very low frequency, low energy, bad mood, oh, I need to do so many things and I don't know where to start. I'm like, first thing first, I say, okay, I honor that. Today is like this, no problem. So I'm not adding the self judgment, but you need to do that. It's a disaster if I don't do that. I'm not adding it. I'm not adding to it. And I either then what works for me the best is really cold water. So cold bath, cold
I love it.
shower, even if I can, going into nature or doing some kind of yoga, doing working on the body, moving the body. If I feel really too depleted, then I would go into meditation or energy healing, like something that shifts my vibration. So very often I saw actually that I had to channel something. I was feeling so depleted and after I was so high. So when I don't have to channel or don't have time or whatever, I can come back to some of the meditations I recorded. And after it's like the energy is completely shifting. And it's I believe the 3D versus 5D
Mhm.
energy. It's like it's a state of consciousness. And the 3D can really feel like a burden. And the 5D is like, wow, wings and so much energy, so much inspiration. So I really learned how to recognize both and being able to shift. And if really one day I can't shift, saying, okay, maybe it's just that I need at the moment to be in that energy and to rest and not do anything. And it's okay if I don't feel that great today. But yeah, definitely energy shifting. And there are so many resources now online for doing this. The frequencies on YouTube, just anybody can, and anybody can find their own way too, because I got that cold water thing. Some people might like to, I don't know, play ball or play with their dogs or cats or be with their kids. So
I
it's
love
all exploration and understanding what can trigger this shift towards a better mood, a better energy and balance.
I love that I have and I like that you mentioned animals because, yeah, I used to when I first got on, like, the online space and was putting myself out there, I was like it was it's difficult to do that if you're not used to it and you are looking at everything that you possibly will post or say as what if somebody judges this or if you do get a judgment. And so one of the things that I always told myself is as long as my dog loves me, I don't care. So that
Yeah.
really helped me. So I like that you said that because he does shift my energy. If I'm in a kind of crazy mood, I don't have too many like bad mood days, but I can get into like tired or a hectic energy. So I'm like either one of those. And it's always nice to just play with him for a minute. I'm like, okay, we're just going to play tug of war or something and just get my mood back up. But such great advice. All right. So the last question I have for you is what does unleashed and align mean to you personally?
So the first thing that comes to my mind is really inner freedom, like being aware of that infinite space of possibilities inside, and just having that awareness that it's up to me to navigate it and to use it and to tap into it and to make it useful for others. So I think this is this connection, this awareness that is for me, that it means for me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you. I'm sure you have tons of stories and things to share, so we got to have you back on and talk about one of your other endeavors, but let everybody know where they can reach you.
Okay, so I have a website called Angel Star Coaching. I'm on Facebook, Patris Angel. I'm on LinkedIn, Patris Angel. I'm on Instagram, and I have 5 accounts, even more because I have the Beyond Creativity events. If you want wonderful fairy tale events, just get in touch. The Angel Star Coaching on Instagram, Mermaid Starlight Seraika on Instagram. So yeah, I'm all over the place, I
Oh
think.
my
So
gosh.
if you look for Patris Angel, you will find something.
I love it. I love it. And before we end, is there something that you can say in like Italian and French? I don't know, some inspiration or something fun?
uh, Bonne chance pour votre exploration intérieure. Et in italiano, buona fortuna per la vostra esplorazione interna.
Oh,
Good luck for your inner exploration.
oh my gosh. I love it. I love that. All right. Thank you so much for being on my podcast. I can't wait for everybody to get to know you and go see all of your amazing things that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review so that we can connect with more people to develop our mind, body, and spirit.